Hi, Janelle here with Sheep Hill Herbs. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. I am on vacation and wanted to share something that I do in my in-person practice that I can now do online as well. So if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for landing here on this channel. If you've been here before, thank you for coming again. If everyone could like, subscribe, hit the bell button, comment, and check out my description down below. In my description, I have my link tree, which links to everything that is me, including my home herbalist course, personal consultations, something I'm going to talk about in this video, my newsletter that you can sign up for, and a whole bunch of other great links. So one tool I have been using for years now is called a ZYTO compass. And it works through my computer. It is a software program with hardware. And I'm going to show you the hardware piece in just a minute. I had purchased this program over a decade ago and had it configured for Young Living. At one time, I was very active with Young Living essential oils, growing a downline, really interested, obsessed with essential oils. And then kind of put the compass scan on the shelf for a while as I pursued some other avenues of healing, mainly in the energetic field, but in person versus the technical aspect. But I have come back around and have started to use this again since last January, I believe, and I'll just show you the hand cradle. So this device is an FDA approved medical device, and it doesn't look like much, but it actually does a lot coupled with the software. So this time around, I now have my software set up so I can scan for herbs, which is more suitable and perfect for me. And so the program I've been working with for the last year has been called just ZYTO Compass. You put your hand on this little cradle. I'll show you again. And so I can do this in person in my shop. And I now have the ability to do this not in person. We can be long distance. So basically, the company ZYTO would mail you a hand cradle and send you a link to be able to do the scan from your location anywhere in the world, and then use my consulting service. I'm actually a licensed holistic practitioner with the Professional Wellness Alliance. I don't talk about this a lot. It is something in my link tree. But as an herbalist, I felt like I really wanted to have a professional organization behind me, because herbalists are not licensed. We're certified. And so I can do this scan with anyone, anywhere that you live. You don't have to be in Pennsylvania and come to my shop location. And you can benefit from my experience and expertise with reading the scans, because it does take a number of training hours to be able to understand, plus my 20 years experience with herbs. But the scan that I just upgraded to is super cool, and I wanted to share it with you here on YouTube for my followers here. So previously, I've just been able to scan and get a list of herbs that put the body back in balance. You get a chart. It has like red dots and green dots, and your green dots are showing what's in range, and then there's these red dots outside of the circle that's out of range. And I didn't really have any more information than that. But then I get a list of herbs and a description of what those herbs would do. And from my experience, I could tell, what's going on, what part of the body is being targeted. There's a lot of filling in the gaps that I have from my experience. But the new scan, which I just love, I just upgraded to. So it does that, but it also does all these other features. So basically, it's going through major systems in the body, one of them gastrointestinal. It will go through the hormonal endocrine system. and basically hitting all of the major organ systems in the body, and then showing all kinds of stressors and where those stressors are, which exact points they are. So for instance, I can talk about myself. So when I did my scan for my gastrointestinal tract, I had some food additives stress, which confuses me sometimes because I try to eat really well, but it just proves that there are additives in everything, which way you cut it. And then I can see which organs need the most support and need the most energy. And underneath all those charts, there will be a list of the herbs that are going to help bring the body back into the optimal range. Other features, emotional scan. This is my favorite feature. So it will go through scanning and give you a list of all kinds of emotions, and they're mainly negative. So it'd be like hate and greed and mistrust and fear and anxiety, worry, let's see, sadness, lonely. So all kinds of negative emotions. And the way it works is there's like a bar graph, and you'll have a number attached to the graph as to the extent of that emotion and how it's disrupting certain parts of your body, certain organ systems, even your spine, even your teeth. Like those emotions can affect all parts of your body. So I love this because when with the herbs, as I've been working all these years, that is what I really came to the deep understanding, is that most of the disruption in our body is because of this emotional piece or spiritual piece that's affecting the physical body. And for me, when I did that emotional scan, I feel like I'm very intuitive. I recognize what I'm going through, what my feelings are, but it showed me some feelings and emotions that I did not know that I had, that I wasn't aware of, that I was dealing with. And, oh, some others, jealousy, greed. I did have some greed in my scan, which surprised me enormously. But I looked up greed, and greed is like wanting anything. It's not just about money, more than you actually need. So I'll have to meditate or pray on that. I'm not exactly sure where that falls into play for me, but the summary I get from all of that is really thinking on positives, and not just positives, but like gratitude pieces. So I had some sadness, and I'm going through some family things right now, extended family things, and I can find myself in a sad place thinking about these family members. Instead, I need to be gratitude. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for every second of the day. Every second of the day, I can think of something to be grateful for. So that emotional piece is my favorite part of the scan. It's really, really cool. The other really interesting part is the vertebrae and the teeth scan, showing where you have stressors in your spine or in your teeth. And I had some of that for my teeth, and I know I don't have any cavities. I know I don't have that, but when I'm stressed, I can clench my jaw and really have pressure in my teeth and certain areas. And so that correlated for me as well. So this is a really cool, it's not a diagnosis. So like you're never going to get like you have this illness. It is a diagnostic tool to give you information that helps bring your body back to balance. So what I've discovered by using this all these years is that you want to have your body in a healing mode most of the time, which is fewer stressors, less imbalance. And then when you stay there, your body basically is running on wellness. It's when you're out of balance for long periods of time. So like the scan also shows like inflammation. Like if you have tons of inflammation, parasites can even come up, candida, fungus, all these things. When you have this long-standing issue and you can't and you never bring back balance, then this is where illness and disease set in. So it's super helpful to know and find out like what's going on, bring yourself back into balance. And the other thing I can do too, which is so neat, is add services to the scan. So some of these are what I do and some are not. You can get them elsewhere. Like for instance, I can put massage therapy, color therapy, art therapy, Reiki. I picked about 40 some services out of like 200 that I am familiar with. And it will list these things that are good for you specifically. So maybe something like tapping when you do like that technique for stress. I know for myself, I had a physical exercise, stretching, Reiki. One of my children had color therapy, which I thought was really cool, and earthing, which is like really, you know, grounding to the earth. So yeah, I wanted to just share this really cool tool that I have that I use in my in-person business, but now I have the ability to do this long distance. So this very same hand cradle would be mailed to you by ZYTO. So you basically contact me first. And to do that, you can go down into my link tree in my description and go on to my website and contact me that way. Or you can click on my Facebook button. I have my services listed there and you can send me a message. And then we would go through the process of setting up an appointment, make payment ahead of time. I have you enter into my PWA database as a client. And then from there, the hand cradle gets mailed to you and we have our session. Now you keep that hand cradle, and then any repeat sessions, you just use the same thing. And that's something you could, you know, share with family members. So you don't have to have one hand cradle for each person. You all can use the same one. Okay, so I'm hoping you're having a great day wherever you are. I know I am, thinking of things to be grateful for always. And I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.